Morning, everyone. So I wanted to just comment on the different types of experience I've had with working with people that have that are in special populations that have certain disabilities, and just want to kind of ramble on about that. So essentially, it for me it started with I was drawn into just walking in this building, feeling that intuition, like, go here. And I walked in, and it happened to be a building with the National Federation for the Blind. And so I ended up getting a gig with them that lasted many years, that was teaching yoga to the blind, teaching Pilates to the blind, and working with people with fitness goals privately in large groups. I also was a guest speaker and spoke before 10,000 people at their national convention in Dallas. So it was a really wonderful experience that I had working with the blind population. And from that experience, there were some individuals that had hearing impairment in addition to blindness, or visually impaired in addition to hearing loss. And so I worked with those populations as well, in terms of mostly private lessons. And sometimes we had to use different tools just to be able to reach one another. So there might be more touch associated, like, touching a person's arm and, putting, making that type of connection physically with touch when sound was an issue. So I hope that that gives you a little insight on working with those populations. The other thing that I have done is, there's some bugs flying around me. I have worked with people that were overcoming certain injuries. So for example, sports injuries and physical mobility issues. So I've worked with people that were paraplegics in a wheelchair, and I've worked with helping them to strengthen their arm muscles, and helping them to gain mobility with weights and that sort of thing, and how to transfer from the chair to different pieces of furniture, etc. So and again, different exercise routines, what they could do sitting in the chair to strengthen the muscles in their arms and in their legs. And some of that was assisted, like me actually doing the work. Sometimes that was Thai body work of me physically moving their legs for those that were paralyzed. And then for those that had injuries, me teaching people how to gain the mobility back in your lower legs from ankle, leg injuries, knee injuries, shoulder injuries, wrist injuries, hand injuries, those sorts of things. The other thing I've worked with is people that have undergone some type of surgery. So I've worked with clients and patients that have had a breast reduction due to whatever, a breast augmentation, what is it called, when from cancer patients who were going through the motions of from surgery, and again helping check and change their drains, helping them physically bathe. And this was just female patients, and helping them then get dressed and gain their mobility back after such a surgery. The other thing that I've worked with is people that are just elderly, and they, either they lost a loved one and they were then a widower. And so those types of situations were more like me reading to them, and that might be, reading their mail, reading the Bible, reading a book, helping them do household chores, such as, cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the bathroom, tidying up the living room, helping them gather their paperwork and address certain paperwork concerns, making phone calls, sending emails, preparing letters. For other people that are blind, I also have literally walked with them, like picked them up, taken them to different doctor's appointments, walk with them on a trail or on a track, and then did physical fitness with them outside, and also helping them complete their errands that require driving, etc. For other individuals that have been widowed or who have had some traumatic experience, I have worked with mostly women to assist them in handling their responsibilities as far as driving them on errands, helping them go shopping, acquiring a particular outfit for an event that they have, helping them go grocery shopping, selecting their produce and helping them physically put things in the basket. Most of the time I was doing these tasks with the person, and also helping them, for those who have traumatic brain injuries, to help them regain their confidence in themselves and feel empowered that they too can repeatedly do these tasks in the future. So helping them do grocery shopping and standardized tasks, and in the beginning it might be me just going with them until they feel comfortable, and then those that gain their skills back to be able to drive. Again, sometimes I would assist them in driving, like going with them while they were driving to have that confidence boost, and then as they felt more confident, then they would drive themselves. And then on the task of shopping, brings up the topic also of cooking. So many people, whether it is from the loss of a loved one, or a physical injury, or someone that is going through a transition of wanting to learn new skills in the kitchen, I have helped people with food preparation. And that, again, it is involving grocery shopping, and then also from grocery shopping to what is it called? Food prep in their kitchen, as far as gathering whatever. Sorry, it's getting a little loud here. There's some gardening equipment. Gathering whatever kitchen tools and appliances are necessary. Hang tight. Sorry about that. So, gathering whatever kitchen tools and appliances, knives, etc., prepping materials, and helping teach people how to be efficient in the kitchen. The majority of my life I have spent as a vegetarian, so helping people ease into that transition from vegetarian, vegan, raw food. Those are the primary focus that I have skills in as a raw food chef and as a health coach. Again, showing people how to actually make food in their own kitchen, make food in their camper van or their RV, giving them tips on how to prep food and make it more just easy and practical, whether that is particular organizing containers and Ziploc bags, etc., helping them to prep for an event or for a dinner party. I have also catered different events. So a lot of my past has really involved food in some capacity in terms of being a chef, being a food prep person, teaching people how to use these different skills. I'm also a Vitamix demonstrator and affiliate. I've done many events at different shows at Whole Foods and Mom's Organic, etc., as a food demonstrator. So I definitely am a big advocate for the Vitamix blender and making smoothies and green drinks and dips and hummus and all that stuff, your own salad dressings and making your own soups. So I really am about taking food in its original format and then producing it into something that is, eating clean and healthy, bringing in the greens, etc. So I do help other people in that capacity as well. And let's see. And then the last part I would say is the other part of, my coaching and teaching has also stemmed in just what people are going through in the moment. And emotionally, that might be just being a listening ear to someone as they vent, and then ask them some questions, and if they're willing to dive a little deeper, then to help them with some suggestions or some resources that might be helpful to them with whatever they're going through. And that may be, someone who's going through divorce or a breakup, and giving them some insight into some things that might be helpful to them at that time. I also have a background in trauma recovery and treatment. So in terms of dealing with sexual abuse and people that have been physically, mentally, emotionally abused from their predators and aggressors. So working with victims, helping them to gain their confidence and empowerment back. And I have worked with people that are survivors of physical and domestic abuse. I have worked with people that have been in horrible situations with alcoholics, addicts and narcissists that were in active addiction. And again, helping these women to, put themselves back on the map and to work on helping them get back into their self-care, personal self-care, and then helping them to set healthy boundaries with the aggressors in their life. And also from the setting boundaries and maintaining the boundaries for some that are ready to move on, to help them move forward and create an exit strategy for the predators in their life and how to get out safely. And again, there are different resources that I would recommend depending on someone's circumstances. So this just gives you an overview of some of the things that I have experience in over my lifetime. And again, as I said, I've been a yoga teacher, Pilates instructor, dance instructor for forever. So I've worked with celebrities in California and New York City, and I've worked with, moms and dads that, were just wanting to, up their physical fitness, whether it be by walking, weight and strength training, flexibility, or to recover and recuperate after a physical injury or after surgery. So those are some of my qualifications, and I hope that gives a better understanding of who I am, Ann Highland, and what I might be able to do for you personally or to some organization that or group that you might belong to. I do accept opportunities as a guest speaker, as a public speaker. I can tailor the content to a specific audience if that is what you're interested in, or a specific topic. And also, and I am willing to travel. I myself am nomadic, so I travel across the United States. I have my own self-contained camper van, and I'm able, through van life, to be able to be remote and travel and to, show up to different events and to be present and help people along the way. And lastly, the last part of the journey that I have helped people with is in organization, and specifically for traumatic brain injury survivors and those that have had head injuries as a result of trauma and abuse. And so, for example, to help somebody who has accumulated a bunch of stuff, whether it be by hoarding or loss of death, or their spouse, whatever, has passed on, to be able to help them to organize, sort, declutter, and make decisions about the things that are remaining, and then to help them put all that into a plan of action of this is going to be, you know, sold and uploaded online for sale. This stuff is going to be going to charity. This stuff is going to be kept, and they're going to be kept in these particular areas and organized in this particular way. And, you know, this room is going to be transformed into an Airbnb, and this house is going to be sold. And, you know, so really preparing people for the next part of their journey. And again, physically, I do go to locations and help people do this. So I hope that again gives you a more comprehensive overview of what I'm capable of helping you with. Have a great day, everybody.